Hi everyone, welcome back to the third episode of Desi Dialogues by your very own Desi psychologist, Tara and Chetna, where we bring the most raw and unfiltered conversations around mental health and therapy in India.
बोलना तू बोलेगी ना go ahead fulfill your dream. अच्छा
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Hype me up. And I think let's go and get into the podcast.
Yay!
It feels nice to say this. Talking about the third episode, we have a new addition to the Desi Dialogue set.
I really love it. This is the neon sign that we were waiting for quite some time. We wanted to incorporate this in the first episode also, but thoda time lag gaya. But I think it goes well with the set.
Yeah, I think it looks very elegant. And as we know that in the last episode, हम लोगों का ये ritual था कि हम लोग questions पूछते हैं एक दूसरे से, and whosoever answers it in the most interesting way gets to style the other person. And I think Tara won last time.
Yeah, I did. So I got to style Chetna. So I styled her, taking her back to the Delhi University days. So I tried to style her in Diya outfit with ripped jeans. There's just a jhola and juti is missing from the outfit, but that is what we did.
Bag.
The tote bag. Yes. नहीं, तुम क्राइस्ट में बोलते होगे. Tote bag, हम तो झोला ही बोलते थे.
Okay.
Yes. So that is what we did for this episode.
Yes.
So do you like your outfit, Chetna?
I love it, and I think the lip shade that you gave me this time, this is not something like I wear, but this sort of added to my outfit, so I really like it. Thank you, Tara.
And for some reason, I think we just swapped the outfit because I'm in a very Christ outfit today.
Yeah.
I just realized this, that we have swapped our university aesthetics today.
Right.
So yes.
And before we go ahead, we really want to emphasize and mention that हम लोगों को बहुत सारा प्यार मिल रहा है regarding the episode that we started regarding this whole podcast. There are people from Uzbekistan, California, like who saw it and who texted us and took the time to DM us.
Even from Pakistan, we got a lot of texts. And I think इससे एक बहुत बड़ी चीज जो हमें पता लगती है कि people are now at least starting to get ready to talk about important issues regarding mental health and awareness about mental health, and they are actively engaging in the content, which is very important because I think ये जो conversations हैं इनसे stigma break होता है, and that is the whole point कि हम लोग एक mental health awareness create कर पा रहे हैं. And that is a good impact that we have.
I think that is the best feedback अगर और ज़्यादा conversations हो रही है, because कोई एक इंसान या दो लोगों के बीच वो conversation होती है, तो I think every person goes back to home and think about it and ponder about it. So I think that is genuinely very fruitful and empowering also. So Tara, what is special about today's episode? हम क्या कर रहे हैं आज के episode में?
So as you know, we talked last time about what is therapy, कौन therapist है, कहाँ से लें therapy, what are the things that you should know before going to therapy. And as you all know, and those who don't know, I'm going to tell to all of those people also that me and Chetna are at the point of our careers where finally we have started to take clients and we have started giving therapy as psychology students and like getting out of the student zone also. And बहुत बार हमारे साथ ये होता है कि when we are actively in supervision, and जब हम supervision में जाते हैं तो हमारे पास बहुत questions होते हैं कि अब क्या करें, अच्छा अगर मेरे साथ ये हुआ तो अब मैं क्या करूं. तो I think आज हम अब मैं क्या करूं आंसर करने वाले हैं
for all the questions
for therapists and the dilemmas the therapist and the clients face. So we are going to talk about that in this episode. So yeah,
welcome to the episode.
So Chetna, इस episode को we'll keep in a question answer format. Okay, so I will ask you questions and then you would have to respond कि अच्छा अब क्या करें, like if a particular situation is happening, what would you do, and vice versa.
अब क्या is not just from the therapist perspective, but clients को भी जो doubt आते हैं regarding a lot of things, वो भी address करेंगे.
ठीक, let's just start. Okay, so I have one very important question for you, and I would also want to contribute in the discussion. But so हमारी दोनों की Instagram profiles open है, ठीक है, and we are now taking sessions, and I think ये बहुत curiosity होती है कि whenever even I would do that. I think I get it, but there's just a curiosity that you would search your therapist on Instagram or Facebook. You just know how is their life, and when you have public profiles, you're giving unfiltered access to a lot of patients. अब बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि तुमने सेशन स्केड्यूल किए हुए आफ्टर अ टाइम एंड देन यू टेल कि अच्छा मैं अभी पर्सनल उस पे पर्सनल वजह से आई एम नॉट टेकिंग योर सेशंस and then the client sees you being on a trip having fun with your friends and obviously they are in distress, so they would feel अच्छा मेरे को मेरी तो कोई फिक्र नहीं है.
हाँ, you know, talking about this, ऐसा मैंने किया है, and I was in this situation where, you know, I was distressed, of course, and I knew मेरा कौन therapist है, तो मैंने उनकी प्रोफाइल देखी, and जब मैंने देखी तो she told me that she is on a holiday. ऐसा नहीं है कि she did not, she did convey this to me, but जब मैंने देखी ना तो it hurt me कि यार मतलब I need her but she's not there. So I mean, I did get that feeling that you are talking about. So I think मतलब if you're asking me, तो I would say कि सबसे पहले तो ना we need to address it with the client. मतलब अगर मुझे दिखा, like LinkedIn पे usually मुझे पता लग जाता है मेरी प्रोफाइल्स कौन देख रहा है, ठीक है, तो अगर मुझे पता लग गया कि मेरी क्लाइंट ने मुझे स्टॉक करने की कोशिश की या देखा, तो I would directly say कि hi, like, you know, and very honestly, because this is a very important conversation and a transparent way में जितनी हो उतनी better है. So I would ask my client ki acha listen, like I think I saw it, and I would like us to just talk about it in a way where, you know, I would want to keep my personal space personal and professional space professional. And I think यूजुअली वैसे भी होता है ना कि सिंस हम कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स भी हैं, तो कीपिंग दैट असाइड फॉर अ साइकोलॉजिस्ट आल्सो वन कैन मेंटेन टू प्रोफाइल्स.
Yeah, that is what I was gonna ask you कि अब ठीक है, what are the steps that we as emerging psychologists or people who are in the field can take जिससे boundaries breach ना हो, but they can also, as being on social media and maintaining an image or like being maintaining a presence on social media for psychologists is also very important.
Yeah.
So you also have to navigate how to maintain the presence and still be ethical and professional. So how can a therapist do that?
So I mean, I know a lot of psychologists who are like कि हमें नहीं करना social media, हम नहीं कर सकते हैं, which is true. अब the thing is वही कि ज़माना बदल रहा है, ज़माने के साथ साथ everyone is changing. तो if you want to do it, पहली बात तो I think pressure नहीं लेना चाहिए कि social media profile हो ही हो, because word of mouth works the most in our setup as well. तो I think creating two accounts is one of the solutions कि अच्छा एक professional है एक personal है, where personal पे you're doing personal things, professional पे you're doing professional things. But एक चीज पता, this reminded me, I saw a story of a psychologist who was posting dance clips and all of that, and she was addressing this, totally contradicting what I'm saying right now, कि I'm a therapist, I have a personal life, and if I have a talent, why should I not show it? So do you have something to say उसमें?
I think this is a very contradictory opinions that people can have, because I think when your therapist also see you doing something, they would take it back in the session, because बात जब होगी तो बातों से like बातें निकलती हैं, ठीक है, when I think और ना it's also एक image होती है session में, ठीक है, like if I am the therapist, I'm supposed मतलब for a client I am supposed to be the most sorted one, ठीक है, which is wrong, which I completely say that is wrong. But जैसे अब अगर if I am partying till 3 a.m. in the morning and then I'm putting up stories कि मैं 5 बजे तक पार्टी करके घर आई हूँ and then I'm taking a session with my client 9 a.m. So कुछ तो दिमाग में आएगा. ठीक है.
You know, I think it's very valid कि even while talking about this ना हम लोग भी कहीं ना कहीं अभी भी I won't say कि we are sorted, but हाँ these are the questions I believe इनको बात करने से we'll know. But I think to conclude this thing, एक तो we can have two accounts. Second, we can टॉक अबाउट इट इन द थेरेप्यूटिक स्पेस, क्योंकि देखो अगर क्लाइंट खुद सामने से बोल रहा है तो बढ़िया ही है. आई रिमेम्बर वन ऑफ द क्लाइंट ऑल्सो लाइक आस्क्ड मी कि आई कैन सी इट राइट. तो मैंने बोला कि देखो ऑफ कोर्स I don't have control over your life or who you see, who you do not see, but हाँ I would want my personal space to be personal. पता है मेरे Instagram पे I have formed a message जो मुझको पर्सनल अकाउंट पे मैसेज करता है. मैंने एक शॉर्ट सा मैसेज बनाया हुआ है कि हाय दिस इज माय पर्सनल अकाउंट वेयर आई टेक माय पर्सनल स्पेस. इट वुड बी ग्रेट इफ यू कैन टेक्स्ट मी ऑन द प्रोफेशनल अकाउंट. सो आई थिंक एड्रेसिंग इट इज द बेस्ट thing.
And there are other features also. Close friends में डाल दो stories if you want. And like you mentioned, 2 accounts. So yeah, there are other possible ways also.
I think that answers. I hope that answers.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Okay, so my turn, and this is like a personal question as well. You know, as emerging practitioners, we discuss a lot. ये question बहुत बार आता है about gifting.
Oh, really nice.
Yeah, so like कब क्लाइंट से गिफ्ट एक्सेप्ट करना है, बिकॉज अ लॉट ऑफ क्लाइंट कम एंड यू नो दे गिव अस, वो जेस्चर्स भी करते हैं, तो हमें समझ नहीं आता एज स्टूडेंट्स इज वेल कि यार गिफ्ट एक्सेप्ट करें ना करें, करेंगे तो बाउंड्री
implication क्या है,
implication क्या है, नहीं करेंगे तो बुरा लग जाएगा, and it can like you know sort of disrupt the therapeutic relationship as well. So true. Where do we draw the line, and also when do we not draw the line?
Very good question. I think because we are in India ना, तो it is inculcated in us कि हम कहीं भी जाएंगे हम खाली हाथ नहीं जाना. ये हमें घर पे सिखाया जाता है कि तुम किसी के पास जा रहे हो तुम खाली हाथ नहीं जाओगे. So gifting also is a means to a lot of things. कि तुम्हें किसी से रैपो फॉर्मेशन करनी है, तुम्हें किसी से मिल रहे हो, तुम्हें जेस्चर कुछ शो करना है, तुम्हें ग्रैटिट्यूड शो करना है. तो आई थिंक हम कब नहीं ले सकते हैं, दैट इज अगर मॉनेटरी वैल्यू बहुत ज्यादा है किसी उसकी है, वी आर नॉट सपोज्ड टू बी एक्सेप्टिंग वेरी एक्सपेंसिव गिफ्ट्स.
या एंड एट द सेम टाइम आई फील इसमें अब कोई क्लाइंट है वो ड्रॉ करके लाया है कुछ, या दे वांट टू लाइक जस्ट गिव, एंड आल्सो लाइक एट द टाइम की टर्मिनेशन हो रहा है, यूजुअली टर्मिनेशन पे एज अ ग्रैटिट्यूड के वे में दे ब्रिंग द गिफ्ट. So I think then also we can accept the gifts in situations where of course एक तो monetary value and at the same time if it's like a painting or you were, I think you also had an experience if I'm not wrong, right?
So when I was interning, so there was a client of mine जो छोटे छोटे कैनवस पे पेंटिंग करके लाती थी, बट आई थिंक उसमें भी what happened eventually that she started doing it very often. So what my senior had to do was have a talk with her कि I completely understand that you are doing this, but what is also important that you cannot be gifting me this often. So I think एक open communication and addressing such issues is also very important.
And at the same time जैसे अगर if you are my client suppose and हम लोगों की जो relationship है as a therapist and a client काफी स्मूथ जा रही है, ठीक है, बट ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि if you bring a gift and I say no, then you might feel bad कि like why would she say no? So I think
did I do something wrong?
Did I do something wrong? So इसको I think we can also talk about it, मतलब address, and at the same time अगर वो रिलेशनशिप को एनहांस कर रहा है एंड इट इज समथिंग विच इज एक्सेप्टेबल. जैसे कई बार ऐसा होता है कि पीपल राइट पोम्स, है ना, तो ऐसी चीजें हम सुन सकते हैं, अप्रिशिएट कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज आई थिंक जब भी कोई गिफ्ट लाए ना सबसे पहले तो वी शुड से थैंक यू सो दैट सामने वाले को बुरा ना लगे, एंड देन मे बी
एक्नॉलेज फील हो कि अच्छा अगर मैं दे रहा हूँ तो वो इट्स नॉट मीनिंगलेस टू द पर्सन.
हाँ, लाइक दे शुड फील दैट दे आर बीइंग वैल्यूड एज अ क्लाइंट एंड एज एन इंडिविजुअल एज वेल. And then maybe we can address it, and we, depending upon the situation, we can accept it or tell them ki we usually do not do this because it's against the boundaries or rules, but in a very subtle way. We don't have to be also very direct, right?
And not very rude about it also. तो बहुत ऐसे लोग प्रसाद लेके आते हैं. That also happens a lot in India कि मैं वैष्णो देवी गई थी, मैं आपके लिए प्रसाद लेके आई हूँ, and obviously your religious beliefs can be different from the client also. So I think you can accept it once, but अगर वो बहुत frequently हो रहा है, then I think you need to address this part also.
And also culture takes a very major role in it. Culture में तुम्हारा age भी आ जाता है. अब छोटा सा बच्चा है, if it's like a child and they got a drawing or they got a toffee, तुम मना थोड़ी करोगे बच्चे को, because then बच्चे पे तो obviously it creates
हाँ.
more impact.
And I think समझाना बच्चे को मुश्किल भी है.
हाँ.
With a child client you cannot obviously इतना rationalize करके तुम उसको नहीं समझा सकते कि
Logic
what
नहीं
is
दे
boundary,
सकते. Yeah.
इसलिए तुम नहीं करोगे ये. So
हाँ.
that is also one important. And similarly with the elder population,
Yeah.
उनको भी क्योंकि कभी-कभी चीजें उनको offend कर जाती हैं when you say no to them. कि अगर कोई प्रसाद दे रहा है और तुम मना कर रहे हो, and that would have an impact on your therapeutic relationship and that would hamper your rapport with the client.
I think we addressed most of the major important chunks under this area. So to summarize, we can accept gifts when, of course, it's not like it's not very very expensive, and obviously considering the fact it's enhancing the therapeutic relationship. But we also have to make sure कि we address it कि we usually do not usually क्या we do not accept gifts. ठीक है, and if it's coming from a child or elderly and if it has religious value or like sentiment, तो acknowledge करके thank you and then we
Move
sort of
forward with
address
हाँ.
it. So I think
हाँ.
we did a good job I think
explaining this. Okay, so let's just get into the ritual part of the podcast.
I think I'm most excited about the ritual
हाँ,
part
me too.
because
मैं I think पता है जब तक हम शूट नहीं करते हैं तब तक मैं सोचती रहती हूँ कि what will I ask.
I तो have made a list जिसमें I write down all the interesting questions that I have to ask you and
so are you ready with yours?
Yeah.
चलो, but still I will go first. So Chetna, I remember 3-4 दिन पहले you put up a story on IG कि at 1 a.m. she listened to Husn and she was feeling something that is phenomenal and was in a zone, I would say. So my question is that what is it about Anuv Jain songs that hit so hard? Give us a psychological POV.
I think Anuv Jain is one artist जो हम दोनों अपने bachelors से सुनते आ रहे हैं. I think you were the one who even made me listen to बारिशें and I think Anuv Jain के ना lyrics जो हैं they hit you really hard. So with respect to this song, हुस्न मुझे याद है मैं एक बजे सुन रही हूँ and lyrics were so touching.
And that line कि मेरे हुस्न के अलावा कभी दिल भी तो मांग लो ना. I think
it breaks your heart and like even if I remember तो मतलब it's the relatability first of all because audience जितना relate करेगी एक song से उतना ज़्यादा personalize करेगी. ठीक है, and I think most important part you wanted a psychological POV. So हमारे brain में एक part होता है, a very small part of a brain which is known as amygdala. Amygdala gets activated whenever we listen to music because for us music creates a lot of emotional experiences
and amygdala is the emotional
center of the brain. So I think it gets activated and all the lyrics it takes you to your memories like even hippocampus also.
हाँ, बहुत flashbacks भी like if you listen to a particular line तो उसके पीछे जो तुम फील कर रहे हो और जो भी चीजें तुम्हारे साथ हुई हैं that just flashes before your eyes.
And someone told me the song is about situationships and we are a generation of situationships. So amygdala is your answer.
Good. Okay, let's move to your question for me.
Okay, so my question is usually in therapy a lot of clients अब जैसे हमने बोला हमारी generation is about situationship अब हमारी generation में it's also very normalized and it is ingrained कि we use the terms like fuck it or we use swear words a lot. So how would you handle a situation in your therapy practice कि अगर if your client uses the term fuck because that is something which is very much said, so how would you handle this situation?
I think as therapist obviously you cannot monitor every word they say because at times they are venting out. उस टाइम पे हम ये नहीं बोल सकते कि no don't say this word and even when we tell them कि okay don't say maybe they would feel कि बहुत ज़्यादा controlling है, they're judging us. ठीक है, ये भी perspective आता है. One thing I would want to add that is more concerning is that it's not just the clients. Okay?
Yeah, even
it is because we are brought up in an environment where these words are so common that like if you say fuck it there's no alternative to fuck it. ठीक है, because इतना ये हो चुका है you when you say I'm so fucked up उससे ज़्यादा better तुम explain नहीं कर सकते. हाँ, तुम explain नहीं कर सकते उस word के बिना you cannot explain it. And at times So one of my friends, she told me that her therapist uses such words, and that I feel is more problematic than your client using it, because I know freedom of speech hai, but there's a decorum of
Emotional
ha,
expression is
there's a
also there.
decorum also to a session. I don't think we as therapists should be doing that. That is what I personally think. But
I think just to add on to your statement, we can quote them. Like, suppose you used it, and I can say, "Ki, what do you think, Tara, when you use the term fuck it?
What do you mean by
What do
it?
you mean by it?"
Ha.
So maybe that is where we can address them. But I like your answer. Good answer.
Okay. So I think we'll have to end our third episode over here. And thank you so much for listening to us. And please subscribe, share, and like our video.
Before we end,
Yes, I was going to say this.
say it.
So this time, me and Chetna are not going to decide who is the winner for the ritual. So we would want all of you to just drop a comment in the comment section and let us know whose answer you liked better. And
Anuv Jain listeners, mera answer.
please,
I would
please
say.
give it to Chetna for Anuv Jain, everybody. Thank you so much. Bye.